I started seduction. Yeah, so
Started in
right at
seduction.
post like
Yep.
the PUA height of the game kind of
Wow.
stuff.
So you're behind the scenes selling the ads.
Yeah. So I was,
Wow,
yeah.
dude. There's so much
Yeah.
money in that shit. It's like, women's dating advice, it's on the Cosmo, it's at the grocery store. Right there. Men's dating advice, what is this shadiness? It's so weird. Like the bookstore, they wouldn't have they have 2 books, 3 books. Women have an aisle of dating books. Isn't it crazy?
Like the game was huge. Like that industry,
That was big.
The seduction niche was huge. And then it just once Donald Trump got, I mean, it was already crashing, but once Donald Trump got elected, the bottom just fell out. And
We've had
weirdly enough, weirdly enough, in a good way, because like it was a couple of things, like probably Tinder, like when you're like, the one line that gets them all.
I just like they go, Donald Trump got elected. We're murdering 25 pickup artists. That's it. Let's go. We're coming to your house, and you're gonna die now.
Well,
that's it.
The weird thing is, like the weird thing is, it was. I mean, I don't buy into like the red pill thing, but there was, weirdly enough, much better. Like there was kind of a core of like, be a better man versus I'm going to use tricks. So that community was big. Guys like Mark Manson had grown to a massive size. Then, there's kind of thought leaders like, like Robert Glover. So these guys had kind of, like MGTOW, men go your own ways, kind of means kind of a joke. But
that's too much. That's
kind of like what the seduction community became. But then it became, now it's all the women's stuff. Like the men's stuff just went away. I think on the whole towards better things. Like I don't buy into the red pill thing, but the whole thing of like be a better, like lift weights, read books, don't care as much about women. Like that's a lot better than like worrying about lines. Yeah, so
that old community died, and YouTube just hit him hard too. And it is Trump related, because it seems like Trump got in and they said, "Oh, hey, these pickup videos, enough," and they cut them off.
That'd be an
interesting theory.
That would crush so many people in there.
No, it is actually. They're like their videos are all getting taken down. Some of their channels got deleted. They'll have like a million hit, whatever, and they all say it on the show too. They're like, man, they just took my channel down or whatever. So like. Yeah, there's definitely like a breakdown. I mean, you can't just take videos of you picking up girls. It's rude. She's falling in love with someone, and you're just like, oh yeah, that's pickup move. That's how I do my move. Now I got her. You see that? Like they'll just like freeze frame it in a thing. So I get it.
Yeah, most of those videos were staged.
Oh really?
Wow. Yeah,
I think you said this on Copyzilla too. That's controversial, brother. That's a controversial.
A lot of those videos were staged. I mean, I even admit. So we had I don't know if can I swear in here? I don't know if we can swear.
Yeah, go ahead.
Go ahead.
So we wrote. This was weird. I kind of became known as the guy who could convert adult traffic, which brings a lot of weird people. It brings a lot.
You are a guru. You are a guru. You are taking people from master. This is the no fap movement. It's like that. It's like you're taking from like.
I was ruining the no fap.
Right. Yeah.
They don't like me in there. Or they didn't like me.
Wow.
So we staged. You wrote a VSL. I think it was called fuckanywoman.com. I don't think that I would not go to that site. I'm sure it's like all spammed out to craziness. But we staged an entire pickup scene inside the VSL. Now, what we're doing wasn't like pioneering. The idea was like, hey, all of these guys are staging their videos for like their content. Why don't we just do one for the video sales letter? And like, we had a guy who was not, by no account, he's a great kid. No accounts is he like, you wouldn't say like, oh man, he looks better looking than Henry Cavill. Like, and we hired the actresses. We went into a bar. We had, other guys were hitting on these girls. We got that scene. And then we had the one,
your boy,
it looked like
come in with the movie.
And that was a very common thing that a lot of these pickup artists were staging things. And the funny thing is, there's a huge history of
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like even
That's hilarious.
like Jason Capital was doing it. Like you can go and search like on what was it, Craigslist of him hiring models and stuff. Like so a lot of that stuff.
Remember that Indian guy that was on CoffeeZilla, the Indian millionaire? He hired a bunch of girls to come hang out on his boat. They were not into it, dude. Even in his video, they're just like, yeah, I don't want to drink. And then like they're just like hugging these girls, but they basically said free booze, party on a boat. And like 9 girls showed up and they didn't know them or want to be there. And then these guys are like just drinking, be like, hey, you want some more? And then trying to hug the girl. And she's like, hey, can you back it up? This is getting weird.
Yeah, I can tell you from experience in knowing most of the famed pickup artists that you could give them probably about $5 million and send them to the most loosey-goosey whorehouse in Mexico, and they're in no danger of getting laid. Like,
wow.
Really?
Wow.
Yeah. Or
oh
just
my God, dude. This is an insult.
There was only
these pickup gurus would be insulted.
Yeah, I mean, not that I've met every single one, but out of most of them that I've met, maybe only 1 or 2. No, there's 3 that I can name off the top of my head who are actually pretty good with women.
Well, Tyler must be good. That Real Social Dynamics is the crazy company.
I didn't see him much in person, so I don't know how good he is.
He's like the main guy who started that one. But I feel like his other coaches, they're probably okay.
Oh, yeah. The other coaches, I have a weird story. I'll just tell it. So one of their coaches, I think, was it the one who got in trouble in Canada? Maybe, was it him or someone else? But, well, whatever. So
I talked about a guy in
New York. Yeah, I went to a New York a party in New York City. I was dating a girl at the time. We went to a party and there was other pickup artists there. So it was like a pickup artist party. And luckily my friend had actually normal women there. So immediately, once you see the women all back into a corner, you can tell there's pickup artists there because they're freaked out. So this RSD guy.
Come on, they're not smooth? I thought they're teaching you how to be smooth. I thought there was some good moves.
No, they're smooth they're smooth at clearing a room.
Oh, that's embarrassing. This is an attack.
So this one guy comes up to me and he's like he's making like these real awkward jokes. Like, it was really hot out, right? And I had like a white t-shirt on. And he's like, what are you trying to impress people? I'm like, yeah, I wish I wore a shirt. So I just kind of thought he was joking around, but these are awkward jokes. So I was just kind of being like, yeah, and he's trying to like talk to my girlfriend. Okay. And she's like, oh, now I'm with him. She's like, oh, this guy with a shirt? He goes, well, I was like, geez, it's so hot out, I probably shouldn't have worn pants. Like, and he kind of kept like stuttering. He goes into the kitchen and starts melting down, saying, who put me up against this AMOG master? You set me up for failure. Like, and I mean screaming at the top of his lungs, like freaking out. And I'm like, AMOG master?
He's calling you an AMOG master.
Right. He thought I was like some new on the scene AMOG master. So that means alpha male out other guy. So he thought I was like...
So yeah, he thinks, who is this guru? Who is this guru? And what are his techniques?
Who is this guy? So,
who is he?
I mean,
he will teach me.
Full on meltdown. Like, wow. Full on. That's really my really only engagement with RSD. I can't speak to the other guys.
That's got to be the tough thing, because the owner of it, he seems like a cool guy. It's like him partying, whatever, right? But then you're like, dude, you're just teaching. Like, who's gonna pay you for this? You're teaching a bunch of weirdos all day. You got to hang out with them. You got to teach them all the time. Like, you're just going to take like, $10,000, $20,000 at a time. Very few move up, it seems like, and become like, I learned how to be smooth. Even if
right. And I think, the one thing I won't knock is I think guys are generally trying to reach, because they are shy. Like, it attracts a lot of engineers. And I think guys, there's so much fear in getting the wrong girl. There's so much fear in rejection. So I appreciate the intention, but I think a lot of the pickup stuff, it just complicates things so much for guys.
Right. It is a
and
lot
the
of Indian guys too. That's what we found. A lot of pure brown dudes.
Yeah, there's
all brown dudes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Every time they pull up a volunteer, it's always the Sanjay. Hey, come on! And they're like in it. We're talking about like the teachers are all white, but but then if they call someone up, it'll be like an Indian guy and a very successful. Who's gonna whatever.
Yeah,
I mean,
it's
if you're
shocking,
an engineer,
it is shocking that the customers who buy it are generally relatively successful guys.
Yeah.
Which is the shocking thing.
Yeah.
I mean, they charge a lot, right? I mean, we're talking about you could charge $5,000-$10,000. That is a tricky industry because you look at even someone like Mark Manson. He's technically out of the game, but now he's like, did he go dating coach? Because it is like shady and like weird if you go only do dudes, I feel like. But as soon as you go men and women or women, it's a great business. Looks like a fun business.
Yeah, from what I gather, Mark was started like in I think, and I'm not 100% certain of this, but I know he had like a PUA name or handle, and he started like it's probably really hard to find out, but videos of him talking about like a 2-set pickup.
Oh, he did a cleanup. He cleaned up his shit, probably. You have to.
Right, and from what I hear, he actually was really, from good accounts or good people who I believe, that he was really good with women. He probably did. Yeah, he probably didn't need the game. Like Mark's a good-looking guy. He's charismatic, But that book Models he wrote, I think, was kind of the culmination of him being really tired of all of basically the chicanery of pickup artistry. Like, and there is a lot of chicanery. I mean, beyond. Yeah. Like, guys who call themselves PUAs are just on forums and arguing and bitching at each other.
They must.
There are some guys who. Right. So I think his book Models was, in a way, an antidote to that, because I don't think he really got into like the pickup courses. He did sell. He obviously started in relationships. And talking, and I think that the book Models is good. I think as far as like as a dating guide, I think it's a pretty good one. It's hard to, the one section of like jokes, like not everyone's gonna be a great joke. Like Mark's just like, he's just charismatic, so he can obviously tell jokes.
I didn't read it, but it's a bestseller, and it's like New York Times, right?
What's that?
Like that Models book. I didn't read it, but it's New York Times bestseller. Right? I think so. It's like after.
Well, after The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, I think Models then picked up sales. Right. Yeah. I don't know if it made the bestseller list. I don't know, but I'm pretty sure afterwards. And it was kind of a well-known book. I thought it was a pretty good, as far as a dating book. I think he
transcended though. He transcended that community. Very few people can.
Right. I think he saw the nonsense. He's like, this is nonsense. And I think he kind of wrote out against it. I think Models was kind of writing out against that. And then, he just went he just transitioned, and, he's a smart guy. Like he's transitioned and went his own way.